Yo, 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 what's good, everybody? It's your boy GD, the sports actor, and we are going to get into that game yesterday that we had against the Washington Commanders. Just before we do that, I want to mention tonight there is a Monday night game, prime time, the Atlanta Falcons versus the Philadelphia Eagles. A.J. Brown, I believe, is out, so, I think the Falcons really have a good chance to put some numbers on the board and take a dub. I don't really believe in the Eagles defense too much, and I do believe that their offense could be exposed and there might be some holes in there. So we're gonna go with the Falcons on that one. But in other words, let's get right into it. Yesterday's game was just, I don't even know really how to feel. It's similar to my yin and yang chain because they played well and they didn't at the same time. And I don't even know how that's possible. I don't know how it's possible to watch a game and feel excited about the game, but also walk away feeling defeated. I mean, we lost the game against the Commanders. Score was 21-18. 7 field goals by the Commanders. Not one touchdown to get 21 points. All scored by field goals. I've never seen anything like it. And the Giants, 6 points in the first, 6 points in the second, and 6 points in the fourth quarter. All touchdowns, not able to get a field goal, not able to turn it into 7, all because Graham Gano goes down on a kickoff and he tries to attempt, just like last year, Graham Gano, at this point, it's stop running after guys who are faster than you and just act like you tried to run and it just didn't happen, or Graham Gano is just going to have to go because we can't support this. This happened last year where he went down, and we can just see Graham Gano's a pretty aged kicker. I mean, you got a lot of other young guys who came in. You have Butker, you have Koo, you have other young kickers that came into the league, and Graham Gano's been around forever, and you're not Justin Tucker. And at this point, having Graham Gano on our roster is hurting the team because we need a kicker. Nowadays, back in the day, kickers, from 34, 40 was maybe the longest, and they were struggling from some of those. Now kickers can bomb it from 52. Now kickers can really put their heel in the ground and kick this ball right down the middle from basically halfway in the field at the 50-yard line. Like, come on. And we can't even get one kick after scoring 6. We attempt to go up by 2 every time because Graham Gano goes out. We try our punter, Jamie Gillen. Gillen goes up, he tries to kick, misses it. So now there's no confidence in you to send you out there to help us out to get those extra 3 points. And we're just reliant on trying to get 2 every time we score a touchdown. Ball hits Slay's hands, nothing comes out of it, drops the ball. And Slayton needs to catch those. Those were some of those throw catch dynamics that really put Slayton into question. That really is the reason why the Giants went to go draft Jalin Hyatt, because early on in Slay's career, he was known to drop a lot of balls. Just butter fingers. I mean, those were right in the gloves. Yes, maybe a bit high. A slant had to be, had to kind of slant your body to get the catch. But the ball was where it needed to be away from the defender in a position where only the wide receiver could be able to make the play. And Darius Slayton, you got to pull that down, buddy. You really have to. I mean, come on. Come on. And I will say, there was an opportunity where, we did have the ball and we just didn't do enough with it. I mean, especially in the first quarter where I believe we had not the first drive, but we had the ability to drive down and score. And it was just, we started off slow. And what also hurt during this game is not only did we start off a bit slow, but the Washington Commanders had the ball for so much time. They had the ball for so much time when it comes to possession. The defense never left the field, and the offense was only out there for maybe 4 or 5 rounds. Like, what are we doing? We have ample opportunities. We got this guy 3rd and long, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12. We're defense is playing well. We're stopping them on first down. We're stopping them on second downs. We're not getting too many penalties, and we're driving this guy back. Every single time we have a third and long, it becomes a first down for the opposing team. How? Every single time a play needs to be stopped, a fourth down, a third and long, a 4th and 2, every time we have an opportunity to get the ball back and give it to the offensive's hands so they can do something with it, so they can run the clock down, fails. Because our defense just collapsed. Whether it was Jayden Daniels running, whether it was McLaurin being in a position, or Zach Ertz twice being in a position where the ball should have came back to New York. Zach Ertz is there in the middle of the field, catches the ball to create a first down. Come on, guys. Seriously, what are we doing? Just so frustrating. I mean, it's just so frustrating. I mean, the defense, the whole time, I had a question mark on the defense, especially the front four. I really am starting to get frustrated with the front four. I mean, the only person who's really out here balling out on defense, if we're really going to be honest, is Dexter Lawrence and Andrew Phillips. I mean, Drew Phillips is a highlight of this defense. Drew Phillips is a dog in this draft, and I'm so glad that we were able to get this man, because he really does shut down that corner slot position. He's great. He's great. Great awareness. Doesn't get lost in the sauce. I mean, they called a holding call on him when Zach Ertz was obviously the one who bumped into him to give them the first down. We would have gotten the ball back then, but they call a holding on a Drew Phillips who's simply trying to get through Zach Ertz and stay man-to-man and cover his guy who's running in the flats. But they call holding and give the Commanders a first down. Like, come on. The refs really have to go back and analyze that, or a fine has to happen from that, because what? What holding? Where was the holding? I'd really like to know. And so things like that was just happening was just, it was egregious, and it was just horrible. It didn't look good at all for the Giants defense, who in my opinion, this defense should be a top 5 defense. But the front four, besides Dexter Lawrence, they're nowhere to be found. Kayvon Thibodeaux, Brian Burns. I mean, you have Elijah Chapman and Nacho, who's there next to Dex, providing some type of good run defense. But when it comes to applying pressure to the QB, nowhere to be found. It's only Dexter Lawrence, and I just do not understand. We went out of our way to go get Brian Burns. We all saw it on Hard Knocks. Shane Bowen saying that, I'll be all right if I get Burns. I haven't seen Burns commit 1 sack. Barely any pressures. I'm seeing a lot of twists. I'm seeing some speed, like you should be bending around that corner, but I'm not really seeing it. I'm not really seeing the finish. I don't see the finishing touches at all. And it's just like, come on, guys. Come on. And Jayden Daniels to be able to convert these third and longs, and nobody is at least attempting by the third, fourth quarter to have the mindset that, hey, okay, maybe this pressure thing isn't working. Let's let Dex come in through the middle and let me bend, but let me also, be ready in case this guy splits off. No linebackers. Where was Isaiah Simmons? I mean, I saw him a few times on the field, but that guy he's a wall-to-wall, coast-to-coast, sideline-to-sideline type of guy. I don't understand why he's not playing when it comes to a player like Jayden Daniels. I mean, that's the type of player that you have out there who can mark him. I mean, you had Michael McFadden, who looked okay out there, but same problem as last year. Michael McFadden just can't finish some of these tackles, especially in the backfield when he gets there. You're the first man there. You touched him first, and he gains yards because you failed to wrap up and finish the tackling. And I'm not going to say that Jayden Daniels was an easy person to tackle, because it looked like, he wasn't. It looks like, with that 6'4", I believe he is, 6'3", height, that the guy is a hard individual to tackle. He looked shifty, looked quick out there, and looked very slippery. So I don't, know if maybe that's just a skill set he has. But at the end of the day, defense you guys get paid too. And you guys get paid to tackle offensive players. And we really just didn't see enough of that. It was nice to see us score a touchdown, with Singletary running one in. It was great to see us score a touchdown with Malik Nabers. Leak got his first one. That was incredible to see. Malik Nabers just played a great game, and sad to see him upset in the fourth when we had the ability on a 4th and 3 to convert the ball into a first down. And unfortunately, Daniel does well in the pocket, keeps the play alive, rolls out to the right, throws one as Malik is coming back close to the sidelines, and Malik tries to stretch out, and just the ball hits his shoulder, and he's not able to get it in his hands. And it was just unfortunate because you saw that he took it hard. If we had caught that pass, that the game would have practically been over. We would have probably just ran the ball from there, wasted the clock, tried to hit the end zone, or maybe even tried to commit a kick. But the ball went over back to the Commanders, and through that, they were able to drive down the field and hit another field goal, because that's what the Commanders are doing. We're hitting field goals. And so that was just, a little bit, disheartening to see. But it was great to see, as I wrote down, Malik Nabers able to do a lot of these. He saved us a lot with a lot of these. He's coming back, catches the ball, stabs inside like he's going there, and rolls back out to the outside to go get some more, yak after the play, some yards after catch. And just to have the awareness, to know that the defender sees you catching the ball as you curled back in, and knowing which side he's on to try to commit the tackle. I mean, the guy didn't just do this once. He did it twice. Caught the ball, stabbed inside, roll out, defender lost. And Malik Nabers goes ahead and continues to get some more yards after the catch. And that guy, he's special. He's very special. He's a special player. He's going to be good for a long time. At this point, reality has set in, I believe, for the New York Giants, and we're just going to have to find another quarterback. And this isn't saying that Daniel Jones didn't play well. Daniel played a good game. Daniel played well. He played the way that you would want him to play. Of course, 18 points, you want more than that on the board. But as far as Daniel threw 2 touchdowns, he made great decisions. I believe only threw 1 interception, and that was at the end of the second, about to go into halftime, and he, threw the ball up trying to make a play, and can't be mad about that, especially, before the half ends and we're about to go into the locker room. Might as well just try to get a big play in, maybe try to walk out with an extra 3. Daniel played a great game. I'm not going to lie about that. Stayed in the pocket. His RPO was excellent, read pass option, and he made the right decisions throughout the whole game, and I'll commend him on that. I definitely will. It's just the defense, man. That third down defense was horrible. Horrible third down defense, and you just can't get around it. It just gave the offense for the Commanders so much life, and it really just depleted us because we were just on the field. Defense was on the field for so long. Giants just never had the ability to get the ball, touch the ball, to make anything happen more than the opportunities that were given to them, which were few. I will say, though, since I don't want to rag on the defense too much, I will say, though, that the red zone defense looked incredible. That tight space, tight gap where you don't have as much, time to air things out, or you don't have a huge open middle of the field to go run into, which the middle linebackers need to assess that as to why there's so much space in the middle of the field. Who are you guys covering that requires you to be so far to the side that you're not focused on what's going on here with Zach Ertz or Terry McLaurin coming in on a slant? I need, or Jaden Daniels running up the middle. Where's the defense at, especially in the middle of the field? Because I thought Deonte Banks, did pretty good. Yes, Terry got a few of what he was going to get. He's going to get his touches. He's going to get a few touches. But he was only held to, I believe, under 60 yards. It was maybe 53. something like that. Deontay Banks pretty shut down when it came to, shutting down the Commanders' wide receivers. We were pretty much only hurt through Jaden Daniels' legs and not being able to stop them on third down, which is, in my opinion, those hurt the most. I mean, third and longs, and you just can't. You do well on first down, you do well on second. Then a third and long comes. You're expecting, the defense to play strong, hold, and then a conversion, and then boom, just a first down every time for the other team. It's deflating. It really is. And so, also, one other thing I'd like to say about the defense, it was great to see that they feared Dexter Lawrence. I mean, the amount of shifting, small shifts that the Giants were able to do, and that caused penalties just for a slight shift. I mean, they're scared. They're scared of Sexy Dexy, and they should be scared because Dexter Lawrence is definitely another Pro Bowler this year. He's a dog in the middle, and he's probably one of the best defensive linemen in the game. Interior defensive lineman for sure, but the best defensive lineman in the game right now. Dexter Lawrence is a beast. And so, I really need Kayvon Thibodeaux. I really need Brian Burns to also figure it out. Because if we're going to talk about who and what needs to be looked at during this game, it's why is there no pressure on the QB? We need more sacks. We need more pressures. We need more balls that are being thrown, when they shouldn't be thrown. So something can happen in our secondary, an interception, forced fumble. I don't know, something. But the front four needs to apply more pressure. And that comes from the guys on the end. Especially the guy who just got paid a huge contract from coming from the Carolina Panthers, who suck, by the way, who are just horrible. I'm trying to figure out how long they're going to keep Bryce Young on the field. I mean, we want to talk about DJ, but there are plenty of quarterbacks out there who just look lame. So, just trying to get my reaction out. Of course, it's going to come with some emotion behind it, but it's just a disappointing loss. I really, really expected the Giants to win against the Commanders for week 2 and then go in strong against, the Cleveland Browns. We don't have an easy few games coming up. We have the Cleveland Browns. We have the Dallas Cowboys on a Thursday night primetime game. And then we have the Seahawks after that. And it's just like, come on, man. We could have used that game for momentum. We really could have. And it's just, the play calling was there towards the end. I really did feel like maybe it could have been maybe better decision making. I understand why you went for 2. Jamie misses, but it's just like, God. Maybe let's try to run it in. I mean, Devin Singletary was doing well. The holes were there. Throw Tyron Tracy back there. Run this halfback dive right up the gut. But instead, we try to go for 2 different times. Or 2 different times. And it just backfired on us. So, I don't know. Is the season over? If you're asking me, to be honest about it, I think the season's over. Close the books, and we just try to see who's the worst team besides, who's the worst team between us and the Carolina Panthers. But as a Giants fan, I'd like to think it's only 2 losses and we could do something, that we could be something this season. But it's looking very grim. It's not looking great. It's looking frustrating. The coaches are on the hot seat. GM's on the hot seat. Owners on the hot seat. It's not really good right now for the New York Giants and the fan base at all. We're getting frustrated. We're tired of losing. We're tired of just having to talk to our other friends about a team that's supposed to be great. And that's what hurts so much about the New York Giants, is that everyone knows the Giants should be a good team. That's why we get so much shit. That's why we get people who come after us after every game, is because the Giants are a good competitive team. But lately, we're just not showing it. Lately, we just look like hot garbage. And so I hope we turn it around. I believe we should turn it around. I'm still going to be putting on the jersey, rooting for the team, doing what fans do, because I bleed blue. I'm a Giant, Once a Giant, always a Giant. And I'm always going to root for the boys. Just wish that maybe someone could send this clip over to them so they can watch some of the analysis that I'm putting out and try to make some adjustments off of that, because something has to give, something has to change. And it's just like, But hey, like I said, we're going to pick ourselves up and get ready for Cleveland Browns next week, week 3. And we'll be here to cover before and after. But appreciate you guys. Thanks for listening. Let's go Blue. Let's go Giants.